So with the release of the new Cayo Perico Heist DLC, a lot of people are wondering, well, what is going to be the payout? Because some people haven't completed the heist yet. So I want you guys to remember that this heist can actually be done solo or up to with 3 other people. So when it comes to the actual things that you're getting off the island, you have the Madrazo files and you also have secondary targets. Madrazo files are going to pay you $1.1 million in game. So for you guys that don't know what the Madrazo files are, it's pretty much when you go to the music locker, which you have to start out to actually start the actual heist. You head over to the music locker and you meet Miguel, which is Mar Madrazo's son. And Mar Madrazo pretty much plays a big role when it comes to GTA 5, the story mode at least, since he is a drug king when it comes to that. But in GTA Online, he does kind of play a small role because he's just like a contact mission. And pretty much El Rubio or Juan has details on his family, and pretty much that's what the Madrazo files are. He just wants you to get those files back. And I don't think you have to actually pay Miguel because Miguel is already rich since his father is rich with the drug cartel and all that. And not only that, but he says many times that he only cares about the files, and of course that's what we're after. So we get the files, and of course they're worth 1.1 million. So you have your, submarine kind of captain, which is called Pavel, that's his name, and you have to pay him a fee of $22,000. So pretty much you end off with $1,078,000 in this heist for the Madrazo files. But of course there's more. There's obviously secondary targets that you guys can get. If you guys don't know what secondary targets are, they're pretty much more things that you can get on the island. As Rockstar has mentioned before, there are tons of things scattered throughout the whole island, and it's not just in one place. The Madrazo files are always going to be in the safe, and it's always going to be in that compound one place because they're like protected. So that's always going to be there, so you can always get that 1.78 when you do the heist. But there's also, of course, like I said, secondary targets, which are like gold, cocaine, artwork, weed, kind of things like that. And you have to find them around the island yourself. I also like to mention it is randomized. It's not always going to spawn in the same place. So if you guys want to search up some places like on YouTube or something where they could be, those can kind of help. But again, they're always going to be randomized, so you have to find out yourself. So when it comes to this, like Rockstar said, no 2 approaches are the same. So you're going to have to find out where everything is on your own. You could look at a YouTube video or something, you might think it's going to be in the same place, but I mean, it's not always guaranteed. The same thing for like, on Google or something like that. But of course, you are bound to actually find a secondary target. They're scattered around the island, but you guys can kind of have an idea of where they are. It seems that most of the secondary targets are going to be inside of buildings and not just on like, the floor or whatever. And that makes sense, obviously, because nobody's just going to put a bunch of gold bricks on the floor or a bunch of weed on the floor. They're going to be inside buildings. You also have to find tools by yourself, such as bolt cutters or anything that can be used to actually get you into something. So this I'm looking at, which is AOTF. I'll leave a link in the description. They have a little article talking about the payout and all that, so I'll just go over that for you guys right now. So it says, what is a Cayo Perico Heist payout GTA Online? The game's latest heist is available now, bringing an exotic new location far away from Los Santos to GTA Online for the first time. The heist features an all-new approach heist design, allowing you to do the job completely solo or with a squad of any size, providing you with the freedom to swap plans and change approaches on the fly as you've done necessary prep work. It's one of the most complex jobs in the game, and the Cayo Perico Heist has a hefty payout, making everything worth your while. That is true. This heist actually is a bit complex when it comes to understanding it, but once you get the hang of it, you'll understand it more. And of course, you have tons of things that you can do for this heist. For what I've seen though, when it comes to the preps are not that difficult, and I recommend that you guys actually do the preps solely because it's really solo friendly, because Rockstar understands that some people decide to play solo or just have to play solo because they don't have anybody to play with, and Rockstar just made it way more friendly compared to like the casino heist. Because for the casino heist, you had to actually go to places and such as getaway cars or uniforms or vault laser, key cards, something like that. You have to go get the key card or whatever it is, bring it back to your arcade, and then go again and get it, since you can't collect 2 at one time. But what Rockstar has done in this new update is made so that it's together. So which means it actually is realistic and actually makes sense. Like if you're going to go after key cards, you can collect both. There's no point of going after one key card, uniforms, etc., then having to go back again. So Rockstar really, put the work into this, making it smarter. The next part on the article does say, what is the Cayo Perico Heist payout online? The Cayo Perico Heist payout is $1,078,000. Again, that's only for the Madrazo files, so wait till I actually get to the secondary files. So it says the completion of the heist nets you $1.1 million, but your submarine captain, which is Patel, takes a cut of $22,000 from the total take. So that's where for the first part. The article continues and says, if you take extra time on the island and complete all of its optional objectives, the potential take increases to $4,570,600. So that's pretty much the total take that you can get. But remember, I just want to note, this is not solely, by the way. Alright, so obviously with more people, that's how much the full take could get, because for the island there's actually some parts where you actually need a second person to open certain places. So that obviously makes sense, and it is recommended that you actually play with some other people. But for preps though, I recommend that you just do it solely, and then you do the heist with somebody else, and then you do theirs back to back. That could actually make some good money, just like you can do in the casino heist. Really good tip to do that. And again, it is really solo friendly when it comes to these preps. It's kind of just meant for solo players. So continuing on the article, it says you can do the heist solo, so you have the opportunity to become a $4 million richer if you can diverse the perfect plan to complete all the heist objectives on your own. Even if you do it with a full crew, there's still a lot of money to split between you and your partners. If you want the paycheck and don't know where to begin, check out our guide here on how to start the Cayo Perico heist. Now when you do the heist solely, that doesn't mean you're only going to get that 1 million to 8,000. There's still secondary targets that you can do solely. You don't always have to have another partner for other parts of the heist. You can do it solely, and you don't have a time limit, so you can take your time to do what you want on the island to figure out where everything is. So it's better that you do it in the prep work, where like you start out and look on scoping on the island. That's better where you look for all the stuff compared to actually doing it when you get there, because that's going to waste time. So they do leave a link to their little guide on how to actually start the Cayo Perico heist. So pretty much, just to sum it up, you need a submarine, and you pretty much need to sign up as a CEO, president of the MC club, or the VIP. And then after that, you can start the heist by doing the preps. Of course, like I mentioned, if you guys want to purchase anything inside of Submarine, the sonar station is $1.2 million. The guided missile is $1.9 million. The weapon workshop is $350,000. Moonpool vehicles is $1,815,000. For the Sparrow and for the Kraken visa, it is $1,545,000. So those are things that you can actually purchase. The only ones that I really recommend inside of this heist would actually be the Moonpool vehicles, weapon workshops, or in other businesses around the game, such as like your MC Clubhouse, or of course your Terabyte. You can have weapon workshops. If you feel like it's going to be useful for you inside of the Submarine, then go ahead for it. Guided missiles are also kind of cool too, but again, they are almost about $2 million, but they are kind of cool. You can obviously shoot missiles from your boat, and they're guided to go wherever you want. And a sonar station can help you find cash that is around the ocean if you would like that too. But really for me though, I feel like the Moonpool vehicles is really the only one that's kind of really useful toward your heist. But again, just to sum it up, the total take you can get is $1,078,000, and of course, depending on if you find any of the secondary targets, you can get extra money from that. So have fun with the heist, and I will be making tons of more Cayo Perico Heist DLC content for you guys to help you guys with the new Cayo Perico Heist update. That's all for this video. If you guys did enjoy, please subscribe, put up post notifications, drop a like, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.